This is not very hot. It's only 170 degrees, and the cardboard doesn't get that hot. It's safe to put in the oven. Such a low temperature. Okay, and I can feel the outsides of these when I try to put my nail in. They feel pretty firm. I'm not sure. I actually had 2 in the oven, so I'm not positive how firm. Oh, that feels pretty good. What I'm going to do is just kind of score this with the sharp knife. And I'm going in at least 1/4 inch from the edge. Actually, this is probably a little bit more than that. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just scoring the sugar. Has a little bit of a hard shell. Now, there's many different ways to do these. A lot of people will take like a damp sponge and put it against a part where they're going to do a window and let the egg air dry, and that way the part where the window is going to be is still moist. I'm not that patient, so I just go ahead and bake it. Okay, that's just the hard sugar I'm just going to get rid of. The sugar underneath is soft, you can feel, and here's soft. So I'm going to go ahead, and I got a little bowl here. I'm going to get a spoon, and I'm going to just scoop it out. Be very gentle with this, because they are still fragile. They're still pretty wet. If you break it, it's no big deal. Just start over again. You can use all the sugar, just crumble it up. If you want to, crush it up nice and fine, add a little more water to it, because this is dried out a little bit, and you just start over again. You really want to have about 1/4 inch shell. Mine's going to be a little bit thicker than that. So at this point, you want to smooth it. Just take your hand, or you can take the back of the spoon and just smooth it down. I just use my fingers to smooth that a little bit. And then we need to let it dry the rest of the way. Now, you can just let it sit overnight. You can let it sit out for about 15 minutes or so, or you can pop it back in the oven for about 4 minutes and let it dry, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to do this other side first, though. This is the side that's got the window. As you can see, that's the flat part right there. So what I want to do with this is I want to actually carve out the window first. And I'm going to use this, what would normally have been the bottom, as my... Don't cut yourself when you do this. I'm just going to etch so I know where to dig. As you can see, the knife is just giving me a... Okay, I just kind of got a spot right there. It's usually pretty easy to start. A nice crust on it. It looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this back side just like I did the other one. Just etch a little line with the knife. I'm going to just flip it over and scrape right here so I can get a nice window. I'm not worried about these perfect edges because I'm going to pipe with sugar around that with the royal icing. But I do want to make sure that I can see. So let's make sure we get that inside scraped out a little bit. And again, use your fingers to smooth away the spoon lines. Okay, it's pretty lightweight now. And I'm going to pop it back in the oven, give it about 5 more minutes or so at 170, and then we'll be ready to decorate.